Drag makeup tutorial, baby. Let's go. Starting off once again by removing the shirt, popping on the wig cap, cleaning the sides of the face with rubbing alcohol so as to apply Perozade, so as to apply face tapes. This is my standard procedure at the start of every makeup session with slight variations here and there. Applying the face tapes above the eyebrows and below the sideburns this time, and adding a headband just to hold everything in place, and a ring of Perozade around the head, and the classic purple Elmer's glue stick on the eyebrows combed up with a mascara wand. Adding another layer of glue and putting the wig on. I decided to do this first once again. I've been playing around with this idea a good bit lately. It saves me trouble later, because usually at the end of a makeup session I am absolutely exhausted, and the last thing I care about doing is putting on a wig neatly. So this kind of bypasses that. I can do all of the fine detail wig work while I'm still fresh. However, there are issues that crop up with this technique. One, it gets covered with makeup. And two, the lace pops up anyway, so I have to glue it down a second time. You know, so we're playing that by ear, whether we continue to do the wig first or not. Adding scar wax to my upper lip after applying Perozade, after cleaning with rubbing alcohol. And this, as was the case last time, is to combat my very prominent Cupid's bow. I did not want a Cupid's bow for this look, so I added scar wax. This scar wax is very, very sticky and very, very difficult to work with, but once you figure out the motions that are needed with your fingers, it looks very, very good. I really like this scar wax. It's more challenging to use than the stuff that I had previously, but it looks better in the end. Periodically blocking my eyebrows, adding extra layers of glue, and adding black to my torso all over the place with a cream Mayron stick, and blending it out with a disposable sponge, because this would be, oh boy, quite a challenge to clean that sponge. So I got a nice little disposable one. The whole area, the whole chest area, neck, black, and setting it down with translucent powder, starting up at the neck, making sure that none of it can cross into face territory, and just continuing to fine-tune the scar wax lip. It was a big to-do. Big to-do, and adding some pink eyeshadow to the scar wax to give a nice lip-colored base. And so I didn't feel like an insane person with wax on his face while he did his makeup. I applied primer there. It's a putty primer, an expensive putty primer. Ooh la la. I love it. It works very well. And blocked out my beard with orange cream, set it with translucent powder, set the translucent powder on my eyebrows as well, dusted off the excess, fiddling with the lace on the wig periodically, and now applying the liquid foundation. As was the case with my last makeup tutorial video, this foundation is not the one that I normally use, and it's quite orange. But when the highlight is added and the contour is added, it all evens out. I plopped a dirty towel on my head because makeup started to get all over the hair, and, you know, the towel didn't last long. And highlighting with concealer and blending it out with the Beauty Blender sponge. The nice thing about this, the orange base, is that it really makes the highlight concealer pop. My normal foundation, there's not much difference between it and the current highlighter that I have. And that's an issue. So whenever I want to make a really prominent highlight contour sculpted face, I use this darker orange foundation. Contouring with another liquid foundation, and just blending everything out with the Beauty Blender, fixing the wig. It was giving me a really hard time, and working on the nose, setting the base, the foundation, shall we say, with liquid foundation, and just sort of fine-tuning it, blending it out with my finger. I have discovered that that seems to be the best way to blend out the nose. A finger. and powdering everything to set it with translucent powder once again. And applying eye primer. I always have a hard time remembering what that stuff is called. Eye primer. It's a white cream eye primer from P. Louise. Super thick, luscious, and I believe I set it with a sort of shimmery, creamy white color. And now going in with browns. I started with a light brown just to carve out the shape that I wanted for the eyelid crease, and blended it out, extended it below the eye as well, and then what I did over and over and over again was go back in with a progressively darker and darker color. Smaller amounts, progressively, and blending it all out and together. And what this does is create the illusion of depth. And I continued to do that. The eyes are probably what I spend the most time on. They are very tough and intricate, and blocking in some eyebrows. An old trick that I was taught ages ago on some tutorial somewhere. Everything I have learned is from YouTube, by the way, in terms of makeup, is to start at your nostril and extend a straight line upwards, like a V, from your nostril to the outer edge of your iris. I think that's what it is, the colored part of your eye. And continue that line upwards into your brow area. And that is where the peak of your brow is. That is where the arch of your brow is. I hope that you were able to understand what on earth I was talking about without me showing you. You know, hopefully. So I added some white highlight underneath the eyebrows. I added some, again, progressively darker colors on the eyebrows to create little hairs. And now I'm going back into the eyes with red. Just a simple layer of red on top of the brown, and blended it out. And now it is time for the eyeliner. I use a cream stick for my eyeliner. I know that there must be a reason why it's better to buy eyeliner as a separate entity from the other black colors that might appear in a makeup look, but I have not discovered what that reason is. This works totally fine. I just take the cream stick, I take a tiny brush, and just draw out the eye area, and then powder it with a black eyeshadow. Perhaps the eyeliner shows up darker, perhaps the color fades less, perhaps it's a more exquisite black. I don't know. I don't know. If you know the reason, drop it in the comments, please. I'm always open to learning new things. But I've found with the eyeliner that, you know, you have to powder it anyway, so I don't really know what the point is. Okay, so adding a lot of extra translucent powder to the bottom of my face so I can apply glitter to my eyelids, and this is loose glitter. I have a bunch of loose glitter that I purchased at one point, but I've been so scared to use. And this was the most successful attempt I've ever had at using this stuff. I just used the eye primer again. I added a second layer of eye primer on top of all of the eyeshadow, so that was a pointless exercise adding eyeshadow to my eyelids. And then I applied the loose glitter to the wet primer, and it stuck, and it worked perfectly, and I'm very pleased with that technique, and I will be using it going forward. Also added glitter to the white, you know, at the corners of my eyes, the bottom half. Dusted off all of the excess translucent powder, and now going in under my eyes and adding extra red eyeshadow. I love taking the under eye further. I see my cheeks, when I do a glamour look, oftentimes I feel like the cheeks are just like a big vacant like desert, and it needs something going on there. So oftentimes I just extend the eye down low. And now I'm going in with various highlight and contour pressed powders to enhance the foundation that we laid with the liquid foundation, just to make the highlight and contour pop further, cutting the cheeks, the cheeks, getting the temples, and now really working on sculpting the nose. That always is a separate entity that requires a lot of attention. This is my workflow, by the way. Each of these videos, these aren't so much tutorials as they are commentated time lapses. But, you know, I hope that it's helpful to just see the workflow from start to finish. This is what I do, and this is the order that I do it in when I do my makeup. Added blush. For a long time, I skimped on blush, but I realized its importance in recent years, or months, or even weeks, shall we say. Going over the eyebrows again with a still darker color. I just wanted them to pop a little bit more. And now applying the liquid lipstick. I love liquid lipstick, and I love MAC liquid lipstick. It is just so sexy. Oh my goodness, and I love a nice red lip. That's mostly what I do. And just like fine-tuning the details with a teeny tiny brush dipped into the lipstick. You can really see here the benefit of using the Scar Wax. Spraying down the face, and now applying shimmer. Shimmer highlight. I love shimmer highlight as well. Applying it to the apples of the cheeks, underneath the eyebrows, to the bridge of the nose, and now adding mascara, which usually results in some unintended black dot on my face, but it didn't happen this time miraculously. I was going for as neat a look as I could possibly do, and I was very careful. Applying gems underneath my eyes, because the costume that I created, that I was really creating this look for, is covered with gems, so of course I had to put some on my face. And this is the most bling I have ever put on my face, and it's not that much. I just did it underneath my eyes on both sides. But it took a long time, so I have a newfound respect for those people on, you know, Instagram or TikTok who are just completely covered with rhinestones on their face. I mean, I've had a respect for them already, but, you know, this kind of just hits it home further. It was a big to-do. And now I'm applying lash glue in between each of those gems, and I applied single lashes. Single bottom lashes, and it was really, at the end of the day, kind of a pointless exercise because it didn't really show up on camera, or in person. I could barely see them, so it was really kind of pointless. I liked the idea, though. If I could find some thicker, more luscious, camera-friendly lashes to work with on the bottom, I will use them. Applying mascara to the top, and applying lip gloss. This is the main reason that I use Scar Wax, because lip gloss breaks the illusion of an overdrawn lip, and I love lip gloss. Applying the lashes, always a struggle, but I got it relatively quickly, and that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and here is the final transformation.